Hi, we're live now for real.
There we go.
I'm trying to make sure my computer doesn't die and also try to run a stream. We're fine. Can you hear us now?
We should.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
they can.
coming in.
Oh my lord.
Okay.
Okay. Hi friends. How are we all? This was a whole time. A whole time.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Thank you for your providing energy for our final attack at the tech demons
Yes.
that held
There
us
was a
back.
whole montage. It was quite something.
Yeah.
I definitely promise this shall not occur again because the giant fancy new computer is hiding back there in the forest.
Somewhere.
So we will get that set up, and the next time you see us, hopefully we'll be okay. Anyway, hi, welcome. Promise Tree is back. These good kids are back. We're doing adventures. Yeah. So if anybody here is new, we are playing Ryuutama. It is a Japanese tabletop role-playing game written by Atsuhiro Okada and published in English by Kotodama Heavy Industries. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. Elegantly simple, delightfully fun. It's generally like a feel-good RPG, kind of described as Hayao Miyazaki's Oregon Trail. It's narrative surrounded around the concept of traveling and the sense of wonder that it brings. I think that's basically the spiel on the game. You'll get a feel for it here. What we're playing specifically, Promise Tree is very JRPG inspired, like 16-bit era JRPGs. So like the Final Fantasy games of the Super Nintendo era, Secret of Mana, some of the Tales series games. It's very cute and anime in that way. So I think we can go around and do intros and then dive right in with our recap and get into the action. Does that sound fun?
Yeah.
All right. So, I am Jess, littlecuppajo on Twitch and Twitter. I do things, like a lot of things. Just follow me on Twitter if you don't already, and you'll find all those things, like art and voice acting and design and whatever. I don't know. I do everything but sleep. I will
It's true.
Yeah. I will be playing the Ryujin, which is the GM's character. Her name is Lazuria. She is a blue Ryujin. The blue Ryujin tells stories of human drama, love, family, friendship, all that good, warm, fuzzy stuff. So, the adventurers, going down the list, we will start with M. Who are you playing, and tell us about her and where we can find you as well.
Okay. Hi, my name's Em, at eTreffery on Twitter. I am going to be playing Trill Altair, our big, strong pink daughter. She belongs to the artisan class. Specifically, her family builds lanterns. But for those of you who are more familiar with Ryuutama, specifically, she belongs to the Sundries class. She's our group's big sister. She's a lot of fun. And she's mostly around to keep the kids kind of in line and have a good time. And also I think she's beginning to invent the battle fishing class of Ryuutama. I think that's a thing that started happening because last session we got our hands on a whole lot of rope. We gotta do something with it.
So much rope.
As for where you can find me, I'm on Twitter at eTreffery. I post art. I talk about RPGs a lot. I talk about magical girls a lot. I talk about a whole bunch of RPG stuff. And I'm also on Jess's channel a lot. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I basically co-opted her into being in most, if not all, of my streams. It's fine. That's what friendship is.
Hashtag power of friendship.
Speaking of the power of friendship and other good friends, we have Victor. Who are you playing? And tell us all about him and where we find you.
Yeah, I'm Victor, also known as Victormon on pretty much all social media. And I'm playing Griffin Lionheart, who is this brave hero who's had the glow up of the century from a shy little small boy running behind the others to this red-headed hero type. He's the noble class, and his magic type is autumn, and he favors a spear.
Awesome. Next, we have our good mom friend, both in character and out. Anna, tell us who you're playing and where we find you as well.
Hi, I'm Anna. You will find me on Twitter at Anna Landin and pretty much everywhere else as well, where you will find me posting a lot of pictures of my cat and also yelling about tabletop RPGs and art and stuff. In The Promise Tree, I play Rue Alder, a tiny deer girl who is the healer class. She is the youngest of the four, but absolutely moms everybody. It's all right, everyone. She will look after you. Yeah.
And
I completely forgot to say what I do on Twitter. It's not important.
I mean, the thing about this stream is literally everybody is an artist. So at very least, we do art. Maybe
I
some
draw
other
and
stuff.
cry. That's it. That's all I do.
Yeah. So last but certainly not least, and speaking of excellent art, the beautiful background painting in this overlay was done by Nicholas. Who are you playing, and where can we find you and your cool art?
Yeah, I'm Nicholas. I make also things that begins with A, such as art and anxiety. On Twitter, where you can find me under Nyvinter. And I will be playing Mildew, who is a traveling librarian and a winter mage. He has constantly snow on his hair.
He's adorable. Yeah, so that whole art thing, everybody drew their own character portraits, which you can see in the overlay. Nicholas is also responsible for doing the maps because Mildew is our mapper in the party. So that little map you see to give an idea of where we're at right now was also his work. I think that's everything here. We've introduced ourselves, so let's like dive into the game, shall we? Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna do that. So, the verdant sea of trees in Arcadia whispers softly, in a warm breeze on which a milky white bird flies, diving down under the canopy. As we follow it into the trees, we see it glide amidst branches swathed in colorful streamers flapping gently. The bird settles at home on one of a series of perches in front of a building at the center of the town of Zelkova, where several people are collecting messages from arriving birds, and yet others are sending messages away. The inbound messages are stuffed into a sack, and the postal worker cinches down his cap before darting from house to house in the great tree town, delivering the mail. One such letter is handed off to Suni Alder, who bursts back inside, waving the just-opened letter like a victory flag. Read! Read! Read, where are you? It's a letter from Rue! Come on, dear, let's read it! I'm here, no need to shout. I expect half the town heard you. Reed emerges from further in the house, taking a moment to calmly cleanse her spectacles before joining her wife at the table, gesturing for her to read the letter. Anna?
Hello, Mama Reed. Mama Suni. We're all safe. I hope you are too, and that Uncle Rex managed to scare all of those soldiers away. If he didn't, and one of them is reading this, you had better leave my moms and everyone else alone. And stop reading private correspondence. It's rude. Sorry for not saying goodbye properly. Everything happened in such a hurry. I didn't even have time to tell you what in the world was going on. So I guess I'll do that now, so you don't have to wonder and worry about it. Trill, Mildew, Griffin, and I got up early in the morning and went to visit that tree out in the woods. You know, the one I told you about? And when we got there, it was surrounded by these soldiers. And their commander, a tall, scary man, all in glassy black armor, reached into the ground and pulled out this strange egg-shaped stone, and our tree just vanished. Then he disappeared with it, and we had to fight the remaining soldiers off. I know we should have come straight home after that, But we went to see Grand Dragon first and asked about the stone. She told us it was a flow stone and that it being taken away is not good at all. They protect the world against shadows and darkness, which sounds pretty important to me. After that, you know what happened with the soldiers coming to the village and looking for us. Pace helped us sneak out the back and use the zip line down to the bottom of the tree. Don't worry, Moms. It was perfectly safe. We set out on the road to a place where Mildew says there are people who might be able to help us. On the way there, we rescued a poor merchant from a tree, and she had gotten stuck in there. Her name is Kaneko. She's very nice. She's a calico cat with cute ribbons tied to her ears. If she ever comes by, tell her we said hi. We're in this place called Verdura now, where they all live in houses made of vegetables, like big hollow pumpkins and eggplants with windows and doors and everything. Unfortunately, they seem to have quite the problem with rats, so while we're here, we promised Estelle, that's the assistant caretaker here, to help take care of it. I promised to look after everyone else, so you can let their families know they're in good hands. And I promise to write as often as I can. If Aunt Sage comes back, please let her know I've gone traveling, and I will be sure to bring back some interesting flora for her. We'll be back as soon as we found that floatstone and taken our tree back. Love, Rue. P.S. I asked Pace to tell you to water my plants. I don't know how long we'll be gone. The elderberry might need pruning.
And so we kind of drift away as we get our letter from Rue, letting everybody know what has happened, and incidentally what has happened in the first 2 episodes. So if you all missed those, you're good. You just got the recap. Meanwhile, on a small but peaceful island, floating above the sparkling azure waters, Lazuria gazes out toward the mainland, Quill scratching away gently on the scroll in her lap. The 4 friends journeyed northward from the village of Verdura, making their way to Necomia Grotto, in order to aid the village caretaker Estelle in restoring the village's defenses against pests and threats. Estelle had warned them she suspected her old colleague from the university, Cyrus Hawthorne, may be the mastermind behind the giant rat infestation plaguing the village under her care. Uncertain of who or what they might discover once inside the cavern, the 4 prepared to enter, though they would have to do something about the heavy wood and iron doors barring the way first. And we see the 4 friends standing out in front of this cavern, barred by these old wooden doors, supported by iron and such. What do you all do?
Griffin is obviously already there, they're like, all right, let me take care of this.
Hang on.
Wait, I'm just gonna put one foot up and...
Yeah, it does not budge.
Clearly it's magically sealed or something.
By rust, perhaps.
We had some rope, right?
We do.
Do we?
Has anyone... Hang on. I'm gonna walk up to the door and just knock really loud first. Hello? Mr. Hawthorne, are you in here?
As you wrap the back of your hand against the doors, they kind of rattle and dust kind of comes off of them and just boom, 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 kind of echoing down the cavern. But it doesn't budge. It definitely seems like it might be locked or barred in some way.
Everyone, gather up a little bit.
Okay, huddle up.
I have a plan.
You have a plan? Okay.
We tie a rope around the door. And then we tie the other one to Pighead. And then we tell him, people do not want their door ripped off, and he will go, and he will rip it off.
I look at Pighead. Does Pighead look strong enough to take down a door?
He's a donkey griffin, so he might be able to stubborn his way around it, but it's gonna take a while. And it also depends very much if he feels like it.
Yeah, might need more than Pighead.
I have a question. If he lives in here and uses the door, why is it so dusty?
Well, maybe he just hasn't come out for a while, or maybe he has another entrance or exit.
Jeez, it's gonna smell in there, isn't it?
I mean, it's a cave. They usually smell.
Yeah, but like, never mind.
It'll be part of the adventure. Hang on, I have an idea. So I can access the hinges of this, right? This door?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't really know how this works in Ryuutama, what skill check this would be, but I have like a million like various like screwdrivers and things on me basically at all times because of tinkery stuff.
Sure.
Can I attack these hinges and try to take down this door?
Yeah, if you want to effectively like deconstruct the door or pick the lock, let's go Dex Int.
Okay. All right, hang on. This will just take a sec.
Griffin's just gonna watch, like.
6.
6.
Okay. Bear with me. Skill check. It has been a little while since I've run Ryuutama. There we go. You did okay. I'm gonna say, because that's almost pretty good, but you could do it, but these are a bit more unwieldy and haven't really. They're old, and it's a little bit challenging for you to get them all off quickly. You could do it, but it might take a little while. Or you could potentially get like one door, because it's like a double door situation.
Oh yeah, if that's an option, then I'll do like the bare minimum we need to get in here.
Okay. Yeah, that probably takes you about like 30 minutes to really unhinge one door.
All right.
Okay, the Griffin is now like. Griffin is now sitting, like, kind of playing with the spear, just kind of watching. Oh, we're done.
If you want to knock the door down, like, you can knock the door down. It's
my
really
pleasure. 1 second.
Griffin flips his hair dramatically.
Yes, very
up to the door.
I stand back, arms crossed, and just go, okay.
All right, buddy.
Yes.
All right.
Ha!
So you're just gonna like kick the door in?
Yes.
Okay. It's already off its hinges, so yeah, you give a mighty kick on the door and it just thunders inside. It's very, very dark in there. Do you all go in?
I'm just gonna look inside. Teamwork. All right. Let's get this guy.
All right. Did anyone bring a lantern?
I have one.
Good.
Trill very obviously hefts her giant lanterns that she's been carrying around with her for
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
kind of a
like
thing.
bring a lantern?
Yeah.
Literally, one of the party members is a lantern maker.
Oh, sorry.
You're
I'm just
joking,
gonna
right?
stick with you, Trill.
Trill is
Like
actually
you're not-
half lantern.
I mean,
Spoilers, man.
Oh shit! Sorry. Didn't mean to.
Yeah, I'll take. So I have 2 lanterns with me. I'll kind of hoist one of them
Take
over
point.
my shoulder and then just hand out. Anyone want one of these?
I'll grab it.
okay. So, take the lanterns and you head in. As light pours in from the entrance and your shadows stretch out into the darkness ahead, it becomes quickly apparent that this cavern must have once been a mine shaft for some kind of mineral harvest. Tools and supply crates sit to either side of the tunnel, and some hint of support beams fade into the black up ahead. It's musty, moldy, and smells the tiniest bit sulfuric at first blush, though you quickly adjust.
Smells.
Distantly, Somewhere further in, the occasional drip of water to water echoes in the cavern, and you remember that the Necomia flowers, for which the grotto was named, grow somewhere in here near water. Estelle had use for those in repairing the defenses.
Oh yeah, I remember, yeah.
The earth under your feet slants downward as you enter, barely noticeable at first, but increasingly steep the further down you go. And we are going to do our checks at this point, so let's do a condition check.
Oh boy.
And just call those out as you roll them.
5 for Trill.
10.
Okay. If you get a 10 or higher, you get to bump one of your stat die up one level.
Yeah.
That is a 9 for Rue.
Okay.
Was strength plus spirit, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 5.
Okay. Nobody fumbled, so that's good.
Nice.
Y'all are feeling okay. Yeah.
No fumblies.
The journey to the cavern was fairly uneventful. And you still have plenty of the day to go on. How is everybody feeling with these scores? 10 out of 10. Mildew, you must be feeling pretty great.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why so awesome?
I'm thinking Mildew has been, eating a little bit along the entire trip.
Okay.
Stuffed some breakfast in the pockets and just going home.
He's just been snacking all day and he's full energy.
That's snack
Real
energy.
food, real food, rather than traveling out in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then everybody else, like a 5 is a little on the low scale. What's up?
I think Griffin's just kind of the whole door thing was kind of a bust. He's not really gotten to show his good side, so to speak. So it's kind of, I think it's eagerness rather than like feeling bad, but it's kind of distracting him, I guess.
Sure. And how about Rue and Trill?
Go ahead, Anna.
I think it's like it was a bit apprehensive outside when the door blocked us, and it's dark in here. But it's okay because Trill was really clever with the hinges, and she's got lanterns. So Rue is just walking next to Trill and feeling like it's okay. My big sister is here. It's gonna be fine. We can do this.
How's Trill doing?
So I rolled a 5, so not amazing. So that business with the hinges, I think that was actually a little bit of a confidence hit for Trill, because that should have been pretty simple. It's taking out hinges. She's done that sort of thing a million times. But it wasn't that easy. So I think she's kind of having the hint of like, okay, this is gonna be a little harder than I thought.
A little different from the adventures back home.
Yeah. Yeah. And also probably a little bit of that pressure of, okay, this is actually something's kind of dangerous and my friends are counting on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Doing it with an audience as well.
Yeah, especially if Rue is walking right next to her, like very close, looking a little bit like, oh yes, big sister is here to protect. I think girls together like, oh yes, the big sister better protect.
It's like, yep, I got this.
I got this. Because I have to.
Yeah, poor Trill. Yeah, so as you all make your way down.
Quick question.
Yes.
My health points is on 5 out of 8. Should I reset them somehow?
Yeah,
or?
everybody reset yourselves to full, because the assumption is you had a nice night's sleep this morning in town before you left.
Thank you.
And yeah, nobody. Well, we'll see how you do on the travel checks if you get to keep those health points.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, that's how this game works.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
now that we're out of tutorial level, this is like actually scary.
Yeah, y'all are heading down the cavern, and it's just a series of tunnels for the most part. You just have to deal with, uneven earth and the darkness kind of revealing things fairly close by, as the lantern light really it gives you light around where you're at, but it's still fairly limited. You can't see that far ahead of you. which is a little harrowing. Let's go ahead and do travel checks. As before, call them out as you roll them.
That's the direction check. The
This is
int.
the travel check. So that is
Strength plus dex.
yeah,
Yeah.
strength and dex.
No, travel strength plus dex. Yeah.
7 for Trill.
For Trill.
5 for mildew.
Okay.
8 for Griffin.
That's a solid 5 for Rue.
Kids.
What did Mildew also got a 5?
Yes.
So many 5s.
Yeah, today is the day of 5s. Okay, Rue and Mildew, please have your HP.
No.
What?
The children.
Our sweet, delicate children. What's happened that made this go so roughly for Mildew?
Mildew is not used to being in caves or being on an adventure. He has read a lot about it, but he has not been in it for quite a few years. So when we traveled here, it was more excitement, and then when we're actually in it, it's beginning to dawn a little bit that this is, oh no.
This is kind of frightening.
It's the real shit.
Yeah. And I imagine with that uneven ground and having to also try and maintain, keep Pighead along for the ride. And Pighead's not having a great time because he's not into being in caverns, like, at all. And he's probably, I think he's like digging his hooves in and like sort of making it difficult for you to keep advancing. So I imagine that's been a problem for Mildew to also manage. How about Rue? What's afflicted her that is going wrong as you guys are advancing through this tunnel?
Well, she's not carrying a lantern of her own, right? So she needs to stick close to Trill to have any kind of light. And I think this is partly being distracted by what's going on, and then the uneven ground and stumbling a bit and sort of catching up and just being a bit unsteady on her feet.
Okay.
You're failing to protect.
At some point, I think if Rue has been actually stumbling and looks like she's in probably distress, at some point Trill would have just grabbed her hand and kind of led her along, so with a little bit more stability after that.
And the target difficulty here was a 6, so Trill just made it. How's this been looking for her?
I mean, I think this is kind of just an extension of what the condition check was, especially like Trill herself is mostly fine. This is just an adventure, and this is actually kind of exciting. But being here with several other people who are handling it a little less well, especially with one like visibly having a bad time right next to her, is probably affecting that a little bit.
Yeah. So, Griffin, you did the best. So you're coasting on through the tunnel, I think.
I think Griffin ends up kind of as he tells is able to tell Trill is kind of taking care of Rue. He kind of takes point after that because he's in his element right now. This is what like part of what he usually has been doing for all these years.
This is some hero shit. This is
this is nothing new to you. You've been in like creepy caves before. This is fine. So let's go ahead and also do the direction check as you guys navigate through here.
Here we go.
Since we are in effectively a dungeon and not out in the wilderness, since you're taking point, Griffin, I think we'll have you do this direction check. Unless, Mildew, do you want to try and navigate folks through this cave?
No, I don't think.
Just before we move on, I just read my equipment list. I realize I have a walking stick that gives me a +1 on level 3 or lower terrain, so I think that might have made my result 6 there.
Yeah, so you would have just made it, which I think means you're okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Walking stick. Yeah, a +1 per level 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you both
Yeah.
You both have walking sticks?
Yeah, this is what happens when you haven't played the game in 2 months. You forgot what you have in your pockets.
Happens.
All the good
Definitely
roleplay elements still matter, though, so we're okay. Just don't have your HP.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I think the narrative of we notice that people are having a rough time and kind of compensate for that still kind of applies.
Yeah.
But here we go. 6.
Okay. You
Correction.
do all right. You just make it.
We gotta fix these low rolls, guys. We're like,
As soon as we roll something that doesn't require my strength, I'm gonna be.
Direction check is one of my best rolls. It's int, and it's my highest die. So,
That's good. All right. So, Griffin, you take point. You generally have a sense for navigating underground because you've been in caverns and other tunnels and such before doing your heroics.
That opening is clearly progress, so I'm gonna go this way to make sure we don't miss anything in the side rooms.
Yep. You're like, that looks like a secret way. That is not at all obvious. Nope.
it's shimmering slightly.
Yeah.
This glowing crystal must be a save point. We should stop here.
Was that a flute sound I walked by?
Yep. Get all.
There's a cat on this wall.
Get all the good JRPG references out of the way right now.
Yeah.
I am a little sad I don't have a cool map for that, but oh well. Someday.
It's not that type of game.
Yeah. So, you navigate through, and you actually, having heard the water in the very beginning, you kind of sort of start to follow that sound for as it grows a little bit louder, and instead of just the occasional drip, you actually sort of hear just more movement of water. And eventually, that sulfuric scent that you all sort of got used to is gone, and it's a cleaner, sweeter scent. And you come into a cavernous opening that has a sort of a faint bluish ripple of light throwing from your lanterns on the ceiling, and you realize that there's a pool of water here. As you enter, this pool, you see, glows with a soft light emanating from the small flowers floating on leafy pads on its surface. This gentle triangular curve of the white blossoms reminds you of a cat's ear. So these must be the Neconia flowers.
Cute flowers.
They're so pretty.
Wow, there's so many of them. These are the rouge. Are these the ones that she was talking about?
Yeah, it must be.
I think so. Yeah, we should pick some so we can bring them back.
Are they like out in the water? We have to wade out, or?
I mean, you could probably draw them. They're kind of like lilies, water lilies, where you could like probably pull
Use the walking stick and just.
Yeah.
And the pool itself is not that big.
Yeah. Or we could make like a loop with the rope and just throw out and pull in.
You really do have so much rope.
We have so much rope.
It seems like the time we would need to make like some sort of rope net would.
But
take more
not
time
net.
to
We can
actually get
just
the flowers.
do a lasso thing and just pull.
Okay, benevolent GM, will you say that I can lasso flowers in this game? Is that a thing?
Sure. I mean,
Cool.
you might have to. Like, I'm gonna make you roll for it.
I mean, I figure, but sure. All right.
You run the risk of wrecking them, but sure.
All right. I will try this once on one flower.
Okay.
So that does seem like a very Trill thing to do. Just be like, hey, a second, I had an idea. Watch this.
Yeah. There's probably there's like about a dozen of them kind of just scattered all over the pool.
Okay. Please let this
So
work.
you have 12 chances, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Impress me.
All right. I'm straight sixes, so it doesn't matter what I roll. Okay. That's a 10.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're as good as a pro, so I think you. What does this look like as you try to lasso a flower? in the water. Please
I
describe
think
this.
it's just a full-on like, hang on, stand back. And despite having never shown that this is something that she knows how to do, I take out the rope and just instantly somehow make a lasso out of it and whirl it out into the pool. And I guess somehow with a 10, can I somehow say I managed to grab more than one?
Sure. We'll say you kind of aimed for a couple that are close together, and the lasso sort of like plops onto the water and starts to sink, and as it does, you pull, and you kind of like get them at the root and drag them over.
Yeah, and of course, as I pull it
without
back,
damaging the flowers.
Yeah, and somehow managed to catch it in midair.
Yeah.
That wasn't that hard.
Well, that's impressive. Yes.
I probably shouldn't do that on all of them, though.
Let's see.
Let me get these, and I'll put them in my bag, and we can give them to Estelle later.
How many do we need? Did she say?
Did you say?
I think she just said to bring us up a bunch, right?
All right.
And she didn't give a number, so
A bunch then.
If you don't specify number, it's always a handful.
yeah. So let's get 5 total,
Fine.
right?
Why not grab all of them? It could be useful.
My handy dandy list, as GM tells me, she needed 12, but we'll say she needed
Oh.
6.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I mean, I didn't. I'm gonna check if I wrote that down.
I don't remember if I told you guys, but it's fine. We'll just
No.
assume you need to collect some.
I don't think she gave us a number.
Yeah.
I would have written that down.
She might have said as many as you can or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Pretty much. So yeah,
well,
there's
I'm gonna try.
plenty for you to gather.
Yeah.
This is that part where we've learned the puzzle situation, like that each character on the map has their own unique ability to solve certain challenges. Trill has a lasso. Apparently.
So I'm working on that quest to become just Wonder Woman.
Nice.
That's Trill's arc. All right.
Griffin's gonna attack the flowers. No.
Oh, God. Yes. Well,
I was thinking, since he has like a spear, he could
you're gonna
like.
go spearfishing for flowers.
I don't know.
I think that's how flower picking works.
No.
Like, I really don't.
No.
How far out are they, though?
You like Trill's lantern post / lasso could honestly reach all of them, or your spear could be used to nudge them, but also it's a bladed weapon, so I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, I can blade in the roots. No, I'm not gonna argue.
So, we
I
will
just want to be useful.
assume that Trill gathers more with her proven method of flower lassoing.
Yeah, yeah.
And Rue, you stash them because out of anybody in the group, I assume you are the one who knows how to safely store and travel with herbs
Yeah,
and plants.
it's kind of my job.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to pickle them something.
Lord.
Not right now.
Saving it.
So with that,
It's
you would
gonna save the campaign at some point.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
hold on to that skill.
Something, sometime, will need pickling, and then I'm ready.
At some point, we will be in a baking contest, and we will need your magic jam.
Yeah, probably.
This is my moment.
We'll see what happens when you get to the obligatory baking town. Anyway,
Plot twist, they're all just high.
what? Okay, moving on.
Because being baked is also...
Oh yes. Anyway, you advance
Sorry.
through the next part of the tunnel, and everything's sort of you feel like it's continually going gradually downward. The everything is on sort of an incline until you open up into a much larger, more open area where there is a chasm separating where you are at and the next area. And between that chasm is a very thin, very rickety rope bridge Looks a little dodgy, but possibly serviceable. And it's so far down below as you look over the edge. You think maybe you can see a hint of a river. Probably the river that flows near Verdura, maybe has a bit of a tributary down here. But it's a long way down.
Pro tip, don't fall.
Okay. Pighead. Perhaps you should go back and wait in the cavern.
And he backs up happily and just plunks right down along the wall.
In my mind, it sits down like, when cats sit like people.
Yeah. It's just like, nope.
Just belly out a little bit.
I'll scratch him behind his ears. Okay.
So, I don't know about you all, but this bridge doesn't look super safe to me.
Does not.
Like, it would probably hold you, Rue, but I don't know about the rest of us.
We might have to maybe run across with a rope and see if you can secure it somehow.
I don't think you should run on this bridge.
No. It's
Please
just an
don't.
expression. It's just an expression.
Well, we should get some of our rope to the other side, and we can probably figure something out that way, but I don't know how we get over there in the first place. Unless, hang on. How far is this chasm across?
I mean, it's pretty. You probably are not going to be able to use.
Distance?
You cannot use all of your rope or fastball special. You're gonna have to cross.
I just really wanted to throw Rue over.
No, it's like it's a good distance across, and it looks scary more because it's a rope bridge, not because it looks like it's about to fall apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was further down, right? We were still kind of going down to it, or were we right at it now?
You're kind of right at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, if we take some of our rope and tie it around me, and I'll walk over first, and then I can hold the rope, and then we can go over one by one.
Or perhaps you can tie it to something on the other side rather than holding it.
Definitely tie it to something.
Yeah,
Yes,
if one of us falls, you're
Very
just gonna
heavy.
get pulled. Yes, you're just gonna get pulled down. So yeah, if there's any big rocks, something.
Yeah,
The
you
other
can
side?
see. There's
Stalagmites, stalactites.
stalactites. Which one is it? I never fucking
Yeah,
remember.
Stalagmites are the one on
the uppers.
Yeah, stalactites then. Whoa.
Yeah.
There are plenty of those in this cavern for you to tie stuff to.
Okay. Yeah, give me one end of the rope, and I'll give it a go.
Okay. Good luck. You got
Thank
this.
you.
Okay,
We'll wrap-
A very encouraging pat on the shoulder and
Yeah,
then a
Rue.
big
Yeah.
slap on the back.
you're very brave.
Please. Okay. Well, are you going across carefully and delicately, or are you just powering across?
Oh, carefully.
Okay. We're gonna do Dex Int.
Okay. Thank you
I'm
for not
thinking-
making me roll strength.
I'm thinking Griffin, Trill, and Mildew is kind of holding onto the rope on the other side.
Yeah, I've wrapped it a couple of times around myself. So,
Yeah.
that is a solid 8 on the
Okay.
creeping very slowly across the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, you do okay. It is terrifying because every time you step, there's a creak that you are afraid is going to be the last one. And the whole thing just kind of is constantly swaying very slowly, just enough to constantly make you feel a bit dizzy. But by and you all watch as Rue occasionally wobbles to one side or the other, opposite the way this bridge sways, and it's frightening to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, all three of us are, I think, very much just.
Just like
Yeah.
yeah, and then finally, gradually, Rue, your last step is on solid earth. And your next step is on solid earth. And
I
you're
fought
facing-
monsters, and that was the most thrilling thing I've ever experienced.
I do not look forward to doing this again on the way out.
Oh, geez, we need to get over too, don't we?
Let's find.
You've actually fought monsters?
Yeah, I've been out. Haven't we all? I thought that was kind of what we.
Okay.
Let's move on. Who's going next?
We can take that
Pretty
next.
sure that was just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rue, you start tying the rope in place, and get ready to wait for the others. Also, go ahead and roll me a I think it's a sense or a perception check. I'm trying to remember what they are specifically. Perception.
Pull out a d20 and roll perception check. Because
Is that intelligence?
Dex and int.
Dex int. Okay.
perception is dex int.
Fast you can move your eyeballs.
That is 5.
Okay. You think you hear something, but it might just be the bridge creaking.
Hmm. All right, I've tied the rope. You can come across now.
All right,
Okay.
who's next?
I can go next.
Okay, Mildew. Are you carefully going across, or are you gonna
Oh
try to
yes,
just,
oh
like,
yes, oh
power?
yes. No.
All right, Dex
So-
int. Nobody just wants to run?
That's a non-solid 6.
Okay. Much like with Rue, it's really frightening, but you latch on and slowly your feet creak with every step on every board. Occasionally you hear one that you think is starting to crack and you pause. And then you just very delicately step onto the next one. And by, eventually your feet find solid ground, and Rue is there waiting for you.
Ground, thank you. I just touch it.
It's a good feeling, isn't it? Oh,
I've never felt more alive in my entire life.
Griffin kind of just looks over at Trill and is like, rock, paper, scissors?
You go on ahead. I'll bring up the rear.
Right.
What?
And
How is Griffin getting across?
Yeah, I'm gonna stomp on every... No.
God.
I'm gonna do the careful thing too.
Slow and steady. Are you? I'm kind of thinking, is Griffin gonna use his spear as like a balancer?
I mean, he
pole?
needs to get it across somehow. He doesn't have like a chink on his back that he can just put it in.
Okay, go ahead.
You can
So-
clench it between your teeth, and you know.
Yeah.
Ow.
No.
Ow. Roll Dex
That's
int
r-
if you are carefully wending your way across this scary ass bridge.
Those things are heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a teeth thing.
Yeah. Don't put your spear in your teeth, friends.
PSA to anyone watching.
The important lessons we learn here on Promise Tree.
Oh no.
did you fumble?
No. No.
What happened?
Double ones.
No.
No!
Okay. Well. You're muted, Em.
Bye,
I have an idea for
Griffin.
how to fix this, but I want to find out what happens first.
Okay.
Unless you will let me do a thing if I see him falling.
My brain just conjured Griffin is like, okay, it's gonna be falls through first board.
I will probably let you do the thing. And everybody, don't forget you all take a fumble point.
Yay.
All right.
Do those reset between sessions?
Nope.
Okay.
They're
We have-
cumulative.
Forgive those at this
and
point?
if they
Yeah.
technically are supposed to, I don't want them to, so meh.
Heck yeah.
So, Griffin, as you are very carefully, painstakingly walking across. Victor's like, my next character will be.
It's Griffin's brother. It's his twin brother.
Also named Griffin.
Yes.
Within a PH instead of F.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Griffin.
Anyway,
Oh.
Griffin, as you start to make your way across, much like with the others, it sways, and it's not the most pleasant feeling in the world, but you've dealt with rickety bridges before. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just we just go. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Don't look down.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And as you're definitely not looking down,
Nope.
you do hear a crack under your foot, and your foot continues to move further down. And
Oh, that's bad.
you are suddenly falling, and you manage to catch yourself on your spear you had in hands as a balancing pole sort of hooks into the ropes, and you're now dangling by your spear, which is barely held in place by the width of this bridge. And your feet are dangling into darkness.
I'm really glad I didn't pick short swords. They would not have helped in this situation.
Trill, on the opposite side of you're the last one left, and Mildew and Rue, you both watching Griffin try to cross. You all see this. He's like practically dead center of the chasm, dangling in the middle of nothing.
Okay, that
And the
changes
rope
things.
is starting to kind of creak uncomfortably.
Oh no!
Oh
Okay. Well, hey, hang in there. Sorry, bad choice of words. Well,
It's fine.
We'll figure it out. 1 second.
Alleviates the tension.
Okay. All right. All right. So, how is the bridge looking in terms of like general stability? Like, does it look like I can get on there?
I mean,
Or is
it's
this a
like
don't do that?
the rope is kind of stretching from that sudden
Okay.
pull
Yeah.
So,
motion.
so we can reasonably assume that the weight of 2 people would be a very bad idea to put on this bridge at this moment.
The weight of 2 people might be okay, but you would have to move extremely carefully. The bridge is still kind of groaning and straining from the suddenness with which Griffin fell.
Okay. Okay.
Wait. I think I can. I'm gonna try to like just kind of pull myself up and like get a leg up on the next board or something.
Also, Griffin, do me a huge favor and make a perception check.
Yay! Dex int, was it?
Yes.
12.
Okay.
My eyes
that
are
adrenaline?
open.
Yeah.
Just like,
You can see everything.
You're paying very close attention.
yeah.
As you're kind of dangling there and trying to wrangle your way up, your eyes, as they pass up along the opposite chasm wall, you notice there's actually a cavern opening further down and an outcropping, well below where Rue and Mildew ended up.
Like further below.
Mm-hmm. And there's a faint glow coming from that opening.
Hey, everyone! I can actually see something down here. There's like an cave opening with light.
Is it okay? Is it somewhere where you can get to it without like dying? Otherwise, I think we gotta focus on something else right now.
Can I get there without dying? I'm assuming not.
I mean, you could, if you wanted to, like, monkey bars the underside of the bridge.
I'd have to let go of my spear that's
Yeah.
holding me up right now. Kind of not an option right now.
Alternatively, if you all can figure out a way to, like,
Cut off the other end and I'll swing.
hack the bridge and, like, Tarzan
Yeah.
it up, yeah, you could definitely make it.
And we still have our rope tied.
Yeah,
Across
you
the
two could
chasm.
use your rope to get down there if you wanted later.
Yeah, it just leaves Trill on one side,
Mm-hmm.
is the problem.
Although you could definitely get on the bridge.
I could
Oh, and swing down together with. Oh, yeah.
and swing down. Oh my god.
It's up
Okay.
to you.
I really want to do that, so I'm gonna say yes. That seems very much like Trill and Griffin's kind of whole thing. Just, like, that seems really cool. I see it. Hang on. I have an idea.
Can't do anything else.
You're not gonna like this. If Rue cuts the... If I cut the bridge, do you think we can swing down there?
Kind of trying to look back and give her like a confident nod, but it can't really get around
Like,
the whole way. And it's like,
Sure.
I don't think I
Do
can get
it.
back up.
I'll get ready.
They say, Mildew. Did Trill say she was gonna cut the... What are you doing?
I shoot Rue a big thumbs up.
Okay.
It's fine. I have an idea.
Inspires no confidence.
Yeah, Rue has probably heard that sentence a lot when they were kids, right before something went horribly wrong.
I have an
I have an idea.
Griffin's just gonna close his eyes for a moment and just
Yep. Focus.
trust in Trill.
Okay.
Focus.
So I'm assuming there's going to be some like angling involved here, so that we don't just like smack it directly into the opposite side of the
Yes.
cliff.
Yeah. It'll probably hurt, but you'll be okay.
I mean, can I? Yeah. Okay. That should be fine.
So, Trill. What? How are you getting on? Promise.
If you have more rope, you could tie yourself to the bridge.
What are you doing, Trill? How are you gonna facilitate this?
Okay. So, I definitely am just going to untie the bridge as delicately as I can, so that I have something to hang on to. And then I think we just kind of swing down at an angle. If there's some sort of like Spider-Man shit I can do to try to lasso something in the direction of we're going.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll do a few checks to see how well you handle it. But
And I'll just hang out.
all right. So you are getting onto the bridge, and then you're gonna cut it off after you're there.
Oh no, I'm gonna cut it ahead of time and then kind of grab onto the end of it and swing down that way, so that I'm not like also dealing with a sudden drop. So for a short period, I think I'm gonna be trying to hold it in place.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Because standing on a bridge and then cutting it loose sounds like a really bad idea.
Okay.
Cutting the bridge loose and then swinging down with it sounds a little less awful.
Okay. That does mean that you and Griffin are at two distinctly separate areas, because Griffin's like literally equidistant between one side and the other. So you're going to be a ways off from him. But if that's okay.
I mean, in terms of this cave, would that create a problem with where we need to go?
No, if you're judging the distance accurately, which you're an artisan, I assume you're pretty good at eyeballing things at least a little bit.
Yeah.
What's up? Measure twice, cut once.
God.
You can estimate if you were staying on the end of the bridge, you should be able to land on the ledge where this entrance is. Griffin may end up several feet above.
Okay.
But
well, that's an improvement over where he is now.
Yeah.
I could try as we drop to try and do a grab for the rope. That's
you might be able to finagle your way to grab the rope and like not slam into the cave wall.
Don't worry about me.
You'll
just
do some
go for it.
extremely forcible repelling, is what that's going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and the other
Cut
two
me.
of you are just wishing and hoping and watching,
Doing the...
What's the danger exactly?
screaming on the inside, possibly the outside.
It's like the sweat drops emote kind of above your heads constantly, like.
Yeah.
Okay. So while they're panicking on the other side,
Ooh,
Trill.
mildew sweat drops are frozen.
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
They just get really spiky.
Go ahead and let's.
What's up, danger?
What do we even roll for this? I don't know what this even is.
Let's look at the
I
checks.
feel like Dex should be involved in some way.
Yeah.
Negotiation with the rope.
That said, I'm straight sixes, so it literally doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm thinking this will be strength and dex because this is like a kind of hard exercise.
That seems fair.
For both of us, or
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Because-
I'm grabbing my lantern pole across my back and doing this.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
yeah.
That is
Oh,
not a
no.
good face, Em.
Oh no. Oh no.
What did you use a fumble point for in this game again?
Anything and everything. You could also concentrate. I will let you. Let you retcon, and if you want to concentrate to.
I
not
would
fail
love to
this.
concentrate.
Okay.
I
What does that
already
mean
rolled.
Exactly.
So concentrating and fumble points, you basically if you concentrate, you use up half your MP, and you gain an extra +1.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's technical type, but if you were technical type, you would actually gain +2 from concentrating.
Okay.
A fumble point is just an additional +1 when you choose to use it. I think you could cap things at 3, so you could burn a couple fumble points.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
That might be an arbitrary cap I developed in a previous game I ran. I don't remember, but we're gonna go with it.
I mean, that was a strong 4, so I'm definitely going to concentrate.
Okay.
And I think I want to spend at least 1 fumble point.
Okay.
Please do. This seems important.
Let's do 2. Yeah. So
Okay.
let's bring that up to a 7.
Okay.
I rolled a 7, so
Okay. So you did pretty good. Which means you don't die, so that's awesome.
yay, we don't die.
Okay. Describe to me what this looks like. Please.
So what's happening in my brain is very classic adventure movie kind of thing. Just kind of intense build up as you're cutting the ropes up, and then I guess as a complication you kind of cut it too early and don't really grab onto it before it falls. So you just kind of throw yourself after it.
You have to
Because
like
that's-
leap
Oh,
after
yeah,
the
sure.
bridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that's super cool. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it was definitely. I cut the bridge and then I got it, and then there it goes.
More exciting music for this
Jump
moment.
after it.
There. This is the
we
adventure
go.
music and also
There we
the fight
go.
music.
and
Hang on, Griffey.
yeah, and Griffin kind of takes the moment as when he feels it kind of lets go a little bit to try to pull his arms down and grab for a rope or anything, and he just kind of misses first, and it's like, ah, shit, tries again, and just kind of gets entangled in the ropes.
Oh no.
So it's not like a grab, he just kind of gets stuck
Yeah.
in it
Power
and
action
just kind of
hero.
falls with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say as you're swinging, careening toward this cavern wall and
Yeah.
this ledge,
God.
it is the most terrifying thing. The bridge kind of slams and shatters into a bunch of wood splinters, but it's enough to kind of push you both back that you can kind of start rappelling down awkwardly. You probably get a significant amount of rope burn on the way down, but
I'm wearing gloves. It's fine.
you end up on a solid ledge in front of a smaller opening, and your two friends are on the ledge up above, looking at both of you, and somehow you made it.
That was so cool.
Amazing. Just amazing.
Am I a terrible person? Am I a terrible person that if I say that I have missed this?
No, you're right. This is kind of nostalgic. You two had better be alive.
Super alive, doing great. You should come down.
Never felt so alive before. What?
Is there a way down on this side to the cavern mouth, or do we have to climb on the ropes?
it might take you a little bit of time to look around and find like a way down. It would take longer than if you just climbed down on a rope, but you probably.
I mean, you got a ladder now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could
you
use
could climb you could climb the remains of the bridge. It's a
Okay.
I can make
serviceable
some
ladder.
lead that you can fall into over here.
Just get yourself down safely, Griff. Please.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
So, I think as you all start to make your way down, we won't worry about the details of that. We will go ahead and go to our first break.
Good job,
And,
team.
yeah, we'll come back in a few minutes while these guys are unwinding from the adrenaline of that moment.
Before we cut to commercials, you kind of see Griffin give this like so hyped, inspired, and admiring look at Trill.
Aw.
Drill is just cracking up. She has been cracking up this entire time. She has not stopped.
So that was heckin' fun, right?
Yeah,
Good job,
It's
friends.
like the old days.
heck.
All right,
Heck.
we'll be back soon, friends.
half of them are bots.
Hello, friends. We have returned after the break and the weirdness that is adventure.
Adventure!
Like, wow. That was a whole thing that happened. So, you all made your way across the rickety bridge and then basically wrecked the bridge and have found a different entryway. On the other side, you found a small cavernous area. And Rue and Mildew, you climbed down to rejoin the other two. On the opposite side of this chasm, you can see Pighead kind of peering over the edge down where you are, and he kind of makes a sad braying sound. And then just sort of backs away. He is intelligent enough to make his way back up. Mildew, you know when he wants to be somewhere else, he finds his own way. He's a pretty smart creature. So, you guys head into the strange little hole in the wall.
Are we same marching order as before, do we think?
Yeah, let's do.
So Griffin taking point, and then okay. All right. So
am I the only one who's actually fought monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not like a thing normal people do.
It's
You
not?
stayed at home, Griffin.
I read books and then I became a librarian. There's no real monsters involved in that.
I thought.
Unless you do it a little bit wrong.
Well, I guess we have different goals. I used to assume. Sorry. Wow. Okay.
No.
He's been fighting
I mean,
monsters the entire time that we were all together.
Well, monsters, bandits, really, really evil people sometimes. Bog them on the head. Save people, Adventurer stuff.
Adventure stuff. I give her a look like, All right, well, time to show off some of that good hero stuff then, I guess. Lead the way.
Fine, sure. All right. I'll do my best.
So Griffin takes point. And by and by, the dimness of the cold cavern walls gives way to a brightness so starkly different that it's almost blinding. All around, the dark stone has broken to reveal mineral veins of a beautifully glowing aqua-colored crystal. The low hum that seemed to be felt from the very entrance of the cavern is a soft song here, so soothing and haunting that it brings by points a sense of peace and loneliness. Everybody gets a +1 to your condition.
Nice.
Nice.
Where the fuck is that condition stuff?
Well, hey, I get to bump up a die then.
Excellent.
Nice.
And this area is fairly close in, so you have to kind of bunch together, and it's a little bit maze-like, but you don't have a ton of options for where you go, at least at first. It does start to sort of branch as you advance.
Do we know what the crystals or the singing?
Does anybody
that
have
shit
an
is?
ability that might lend itself to knowing that?
Refined education?
I have well spoken. I can speak and negotiate with it.
No.
I shall negotiate with the rock.
Yeah, how much did Griffin in his studies? How much did he study about like, geology, natural stuff?
I mean,
what was his like science and nature education like?
I'm thinking he might have read about that stuff like through the idea of trade and stuff, because his dad's the mayor.
Sure.
So we kind of need to know about things like that.
Okay.
Maybe
tradable materials and such. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, go ahead and use your refined education. I'm going to say he might have read about these somehow.
Yeah, might. We'll see. 8.
Okay. Yeah. You didn't read a lot, but you remember in the past, in some books on geology and earth sciences and things, reading about a kind of crystal that would lend itself to this melodic sort of tone. They're called symphonic crystals, and they're a kind of living stone. You don't know much more than that. You just know that they have a tendency to just make a sound on their own, and they are sometimes used in things like instruments, and they're different uses for their materials.
And Griffin's gonna just kind of bonk on one like very lightly with the butt of his spear, and just go symphonic stones.
And as you touch it, where the spear touches it, there's kind of a rippling of light, and the tone changes. Ding.
Here? Symphonic.
What's it do?
Well,
it does this. And I will pick up my wooden utensils, and I will just.
You start to beat out a little tune, and as depending on where
speaking
you
of
strike,
Tarzan,
where you strike on the stone, the tone is different, and depending on how long you strike is how long it lasts. It's very like an instrument unto itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that people make instruments out of this. It's living material, but I don't know how living it is.
When you say living, do you mean like we shouldn't move it or it'll die, or like it'll live on its own?
I mean, people mine it, obviously, and they make things out of it. Make instruments and stuff out of it. So
it's okay if we just pull. I will try to see if I can pull
and there's
something.
a discordant note as you try to
Okay.
It's actually a little painful to the ears when you do that.
The rock does not want to be pulled.
No, usually use a pickaxe or something. I assume. Fascinating.
Is there any of that near us? It looks like it'd be easy to pry out, or is or where we go?
It's pretty much the solid walls.
Gotcha.
Rock has been chipped away to reveal it, but it seems to make up the cavern itself.
And that is a project for another time.
Yeah. We'll be back for this.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
We're gonna make some musical lanterns.
Music will be the way to defeat the bad guys, so we're gonna have to come back. With the power of music.
Yes, totally. Suddenly we'll be playing a different game.
Promise Tree, the rhythm game.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the spin-off, the mobile spin-off.
Exactly, it's it's our mobile spin-off.
Oh god.
It's also a gacha game, because of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I hate everything about this right now.
Ryuutama rock band.
Rock band.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Sorry.
Okay, everybody, stream's over. Goodbye.
Bye.
Pack it up. Everybody go home.
Okay. Let's go ahead. We are now in a new section of the cave, so we're gonna need to do a new round of travel checks and such. I will say, if you wanted to settle and rest here and have a snack before you move on, we can kind of consider a cooking check type of situation.
I think this would be a good spot to just like take a breather and have some snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is me totally fudging the rules, and if you're looking for a rules-friendly Ryuutama game, this is absolutely not it, everybody, but I play my way. We're doing a dungeon crawl in Ryuutama, that alone.
Yeah,
It's already
not how
off
this
the
game
rails.
works.
But
so who cooks? Who cooks?
I think I rolled the last cooking check, or did Griffin do that?
and
Griffin?
who is doing this with or without a recipe? Because that will change what you're rolling.
Yeah.
I can do without the recipe.
Okay. So do Dex and Spirit if you're gonna cook just
Yeah.
off the cuff, or
It
prep
would have
something
been
off the
exactly the same if I did with the recipe. So. Oh, no. That's 13.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh my god. You're probably famous in your town.
Oh.
Everybody went to Mildew's for lunch.
That's a restaurant name.
Let's go to Mildew's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would assume you brought something that you didn't require a fire and intense cooking capabilities to do. So probably sandwiches or something you put together for everybody.
Nice.
And yeah, you all have very tasty food and a snack, and we'll go ahead and refresh your hit points and sundry since we're moving on to a new area.
Didn't need it, but still nice.
Yeah, you're technically not camping, but
Yeah.
Ah.
Fast and loose.
if
Fast and loose.
Yeah, and if you concentrated and stuff and burned MP, go ahead and restore that as well.
Oh, good.
This is the save point, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, these magic stones are creating some kind of
Yeah.
spot where we can save our progress. Save our progress?
Oh.
What are you talking about?
The tutorial.
Yeah.
So travel check you said is when we're
Yeah, as you advance through here, I'll need you to do a travel check, and whoever is taking point can do the direction check here.
Should I keep doing the direction check?
I mean,
If you want to be the
were
one to
heading in
navigate-
first.
Yeah.
Alright. Travel check first, though.
9.
7.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
4.
Trill, have your HP.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Let's do the direction check as we
Yes.
advance, and then we'll talk about what that travel check meant.
Direction check 9.
Okay. Griffin, you are leading right along, and you are all going through the maze. At some point, somehow, Trill, you can tell me how this happens, but there's a point you turn around and you realize the group is not with you.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh.
Oh
Shit.
no.
And you guys realize suddenly you are missing one lantern-toting girl.
Where is Trill?
I swear she was here before.
Yeah, she was right behind me. How?
And it's very much a maze that you've been kind of wending your way through, so it's entirely possible someone took a wrong turn.
Yeah. Okay. Trail.
It bounces off of these walls and just echoes in every direction, and
Okay, that's not gonna
the
help.
tones kind of answer your voices, echoing the
Stop
pitch.
mocking us.
Is there because she's carrying a lantern, right? And it's a different color than the glowing rocks.
It's very bright in here, though. It would probably not be easy to see until
Yeah.
you're pretty close.
Hmm.
And while you're all sort of looking, I think we'll cut over to Trill. Trill, you've just realized that while you were examining some of this stone in passing, your friends seem to have moved on, and you are not sure which way they went. There are two directions, and you don't know which one they took.
Guys? Guys? Rue? Griffy? Mildew? Hello? Oh boy. Well. Alright. I look to one direction. I look to the other direction. I'm assuming I can't like see any tracks or anything on the.
No, it's pretty hard stone. I mean, you can, if you want to do like a perception check to see if you can see any sign of their passing.
Sure. Why not?
So just to reiterate, it's like tunnels now.
Yeah, they're just kind of, and the walls themselves are these glowing stones, so it's really tough to use light to guide your way because everything is bright here.
Great, cool. All right, well that was a 3, so these dice are going away. I've had it with those.
No.
All right.
Are those the ones you bought at PAX?
Yep. Yep.
Ooh,
Yep.
try them in a different game. Try them. Maybe they don't like Ryuutama.
Cleanse them.
Yep. All right. Okay. So nope, I don't see anything. So I think what Trill does is looks to one side, looks to the other. Well, shoot. And I take a coin out of my pocket and I flip it and I go down one of the passages.
Okay.
Clearly, the sensible thing to do.
It's just to let fate guide you.
The sensible thing to do is to take 2 steps in one path and then you just run to the other direction.
Yeah.
Because then you tried both.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, roll also perception for me. Whoever chooses to be on the lookout for Trill.
I'll do that. Is that Dex int, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's Dexint.
That's a 6.
Okay. Rue, as you're all kind of going down the paths and kind of going back and forth and looking, and you're making sure to not lose your other 2 friends in this place. Which, whenever you get just a handful of paces away, it becomes very hard to hear footsteps, even because the tone and the drone of these crystals sort of drowns everything out very subtly. But then you think you kind of see a flicker of a shadow pass across the wall. And as you look toward it, and Trill, as you advance, you see Rue up ahead. And Rue, you see Trill, brilliant pink amidst the aqua glowing crystals.
There you are!
Hi! Hi! Oh, I'm really glad to see you. Hi! I run up to her.
Oh gosh. It's so easy to get lost in here.
Yeah, sorry. So pro tip, don't stop and look at the crystals. Because you will get lost.
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Guys, I found her!
Yeah, and you 2 are nearby and come and you see that Rue has relocated Trill.
Okay.
Hi.
This is good.
Do we need to tie a rope around each other so we stick together?
Yeah, well, that or hold hands.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, and I grab Rue's hand.
Who wants the other one?
Like very awkward about it.
Okay, then. I'll grab Rue's hand.
Mildew and Griffin gonna hold hands?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's like Griffin kind of like goes for Trill first, and it's like okay, and goes to, like
God,
no, I
sorry.
totally went for Mildew first.
Yeah,
Totally. Okay, let's
not at all awkward.
let's head on. Go. Okay.
Yeah. And by and by, everything feels and looks the same in this space, and it's you're relying on your gut, Griffin, to get you through here. Honestly, whether they
this
know
feels
that
more
or not.
adventure this way.
Yeah. Whether the rest of them know
My
that or
adventure
not.
My adventures distinctly.
Yeah. But eventually, you manage to make it through, and finally... Oh no, did we lose a victor? It looks like he froze.
Oh no.
Yeah, he froze.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it was.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We will momentarily hold until he returns.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, you're
But I
flexible anymore.
don't know what happened.
Wow.
Like
Internet hiccups.
Magical
But
bullshit.
it didn't even say anything.
Weird.
It's just kind of
Okay, well,
stopped for a moment. But
All right. Now, so you emerge. Griffin got hit by a spell. Yes.
yeah,
You emerge from.
hold person.
Oh gosh, we don't have that here. Finally, the crystalline maze opens up onto a great cavernous hall, humming and bubbling with activity. The light of the crystals here is turned to an eerie greenish glow, where much of it has been mined from the walls and placed in glass cases filled with liquid. There's an impression of sickness and wrongness that assaults the senses here. On tables in the center are countless scattered notes, books, and scrolls, as well as alchemical tools in various states of use, many of them similar to those seen in Verdura's potionry labs, and, by extension, the university. The devices containing the crystals are firmly strange, made of a sharp, black, glassy material that resembles the armor of those soldiers who assaulted the tree.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
I did not expect this.
No,
Well, this is all wrong, isn't it?
perhaps we can find out what it is in the notes.
yeah,
I see some notes.
definitely looks like what we were looking for. Kind of.
Okay, well, not what we were expecting, obviously.
Keep a good lookout because
Well,
So, Mildew, are you examining the table full of notes?
I'm going to go for the notes and
Okay.
see if we can find a urinal or something.
So you kind of start rifling through, trying to see what you can find, and you do find one note in particular that catches your eye. That looks like it's got some hastily scribbled information on it. And it's on very nice pink stationery, actually. Which will become important later. Jadar has been immensely helpful in furthering my research. The technology these people have for crystalline extraction and distillation is truly remarkable indeed. Were it not unthinkably rude, I'd love to ask him about what manner of arcanotechnology created that sword arm of his. But I expect he'd sooner demonstrate on me instead. No matter, a mere access incantation is a small price to pay for what I have gotten. Those fools at the university deserve every loss they sustain. And the notes go on to describe a research process well beyond any of your abilities to grok any information out of. There's just too much that seems to be missing or referenced in other notes that you can't quite find.
Okay,
What's
first
that
off,
name?
I don't know.
Dar?
Jadar.
Sword arm. I think we saw something like that.
Yeah, that's the guy who stole our tree.
Yeah. The tall one.
oh, that jerk.
Yeah.
He has a name.
Yeah, that jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard too.
But that means that no, he does not have a name. He can't have a name. That means
He has no name. He is simply that jerk.
yeah. And then
saw
there's
this
something. And then,
I defy you.
and it describes lots of things, and I think I need some more notes, something to make sense of it, because this is a little bit beyond my skill. It
Looks tricky.
Well, I wonder, maybe Estelle would be able to figure it out. Why don't we just take it back to her?
I'll put them,
Grab what you can.
I'll put them in my pocket.
So,
You do also see some, crystals that are clearly like those symphonic crystals from the wall, kind of scattered on the table. So
Ooh,
if you
Trill?
wanted to grab some, you absolutely could.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna
I
grab a
hand them
small
out.
piece of my
One
arm.
for each.
I'm gonna say, like, by and large, you managed to grab like about 6 of them of a smallish size.
Neat. I'll take a look around the room if there's anything else we missed on a first glance.
Yeah. I'm also going to be keeping generally like an ear out.
Sure.
This is-
And since you are keeping an ear out, Trill, you are the first to hear. There is the faint sound. At first, it's hard to hear from the general tones of the crystals, but then you sort of hear organ music.
Why did we do this?
I don't know. Why did we do this?
Because we're brilliant.
We're gonna talk a little bit about the process of how this episode was created after we're done, everyone, because it's important.
Back into character. Back into
Alright.
character. Oh.
Yeah.
Guys? Do
Yeah.
you hear a pipe organ? Am I? And I'm like, she like bangs like one ear. Like, am I going insane, or can everyone else hear that too?
Do you hear that? There's something.
Yeah.
Does sound like a pipe organ.
Where is that coming from?
Perhaps something further in.
Yeah. And there is it's kind of shadowed, so it's a little hard to see initially, but you do see a door at the back, and you start to hear scratching, and you see lots of rats emerging from the shadows and starting to head toward that room. They don't seem to notice any of you. They're just moving on, kind of following the direction of the music, with their eyes sort of aglow with that greenish hue.
That's not normal rat behavior.
Okay.
Well,
So rats. Rat science. Great. Awesome.
Well, here's something to do with the giant rats. That's definitely proven now, I think.
yeah.
We should probably go check that out.
Yeah.
Whatever this is.
Are they like heading towards the door, or are they like?
They're heading through this other dark entrance.
Oh, it's just an opening. Okay, yeah.
Before we go, can I grab? You said there were pieces of like the black crystal here as well.
No, there are contraptions that have that.
Okay. Okay.
You could probably deal with it later if you want to. When we get toward the end, we can skill check around that or something.
Then it's no problem. I was figured it was something on a workbench. I could have grabbed it, but in that case, never mind.
Okay. So, do you follow the rats?
Yeah, let's.
I guess that's a thing we
At,
do.
at a safe distance.
Yeah, safe distance. Kind of try to stick to the shadows here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's douse the lanterns, or whatever the word is when you turn your lantern off.
This place is really bright still.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's not going to really.
probably haven't had our lanterns
Yeah,
up
we
in a
probably
while.
For a while.
It's fair.
So, you head into the adjacent room, and at the far end of the chamber, the crystals in the wall have been carved and shaped into pipe-like structures from which the song issues. Played by a man in an elegant but shabby cloak, which is apparently pink. We decided ahead of this stream. Rats in the chamber, clearly too large to be normal creatures, gather around, their eyes aglow with the eerie light as they seem enraptured by the sound. And he has not quite noticed you yet. He is playing. Oh no, do we need JRPG bingo sheets?
We really should.
Yeah.
Oh.
I look to Griffin. All right, hero, do your thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Kind of starts slowly walking up towards where he's sitting. and as it approaches, kind of looking around. Are the rats kind of gathered somewhere, or are they?
They're sort of gathering in a semicircle around our master of the pipe organ.
Kind of looking to mildew the others, and kind of try to give them like a pointing to all the rats, do like an explodey kind of hand motion.
And as you creep forward, with a great discordant set of notes, the organ stops. And he turns around.
Ah, shit.
Well, well. I wasn't expecting guests. Who are you?
Well, sorry to intrude. We're here to stop you assaulting the nearby village with your creatures.
Oh dear. Did that Harridan send you to stop me? That's adorable.
Well, she didn't send us to pick flowers only.
He just blinks like, what? There seems to be a joke I might have missed, but no matter. I think I'm just going to deal with the joke I see in front of me. Get them. And it's time to roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the rats from amidst the bunch, the biggest and baddest emerge.
The testosterone filled beefy kind of rat.
The biggest rat. I am very sorry, friends and viewers. We cannot do the battle map because my computer will explode if we do. But we will have it back next time. So just imagine the big hulking rat beasts.
Yes.
Thank you for your understanding.
I'm so sad you can't see the token we're using for silent.
I'm taking a screenshot and posting to the Discord.
Yes.
Please
Yeah, do that. That's perfect.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Well,
Listen. All right, let's get initiative sorted out.
Griffin got a solid 3.
oh, that's worse than me. I got a 4.
Oh.
9?
Bruce on a 7.
Okay. Not bad. Alright, we are gonna get that stuff in order. Ooh. Oh boy, he gets to go first.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
No,
Yeah,
he
there
doesn't.
he is.
Okay.
He needs to spend his first turn monologuing.
I mean,
I to be fair, this
probably.
isn't RPG.
It's just gonna be battle message text. You know how that goes. Let's go ahead and get some objects up in here. Since this is a boss encounter, we get a whole 10 objects.
Nice.
So we're gonna go around in initiative order. So, why don't you give us an item?
Okay. Let's say this whole room has like these crystals all around, right? There just happens to be some of them that are shaped into a pipe organ.
Yep, it's just basically the back wall was recarved into a pipe organ.
Gotcha. Okay, then let's say there's some of that crystal that has fallen to the ground and it could be used or something, and it's
So we'll say crystal
Shaped-
shards.
yeah, crystal shards. And for purposes of like using these in battle, can we just say that those can be shaped however we want them to be for whatever situation people want to use them for?
Yeah, we'll address that when you get to them.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Well, the pipe organ is an object, so I'm. You're welcome.
Okay.
Rue. Anna, give us an object.
Like, is the bench he is sitting on to play that pipe organ a separate thing, or is it attached?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, like, I'm assuming it's a fancy like stool
yes.
or something with a plush
yes.
seat or something.
Oh yes.
It's definitely some sort of really garishly colored velvet.
Absolutely, it is beautiful. Nicholas, give us an object.
A wheelbarrow
A wheelbarrow.
for transporting the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kind of
right.
tucked off to the side.
That's gonna be a running theme again. It's
I was
just
gonna
gonna
say,
be
like, do you just want us to do the battle chariot again?
Wheelbarrows always.
Hell yeah, always.
Victor, give us an object.
Stalagmites or stalactites. I'm thinking.
Okay. The cave spines. I'm not spelling those.
Pointy cave.
Yeah.
Cave
The
keys.
ones that go up
Cave.
and the
Cave
ones
keys.
that go down. All right. I think if you guys are not objectionable, what we'll do is burn through these objects and then create another 5. If we
Cool.
need them.
Yeah.
Alright, good luck whoever ends up using the pipe organ.
So, here we go. Cyrus gets to go first. Oh, thanks for the help in chat, friends. He is going to. You see him dramatically flourish his cloak and draw a bottle out of it, and he throws it down into your area, and it explodes, spewing kind of this viscous, semi-transparent liquid that, as you start to move, you realize it's glue. Everyone, please
gross.
reduce your initiative by 2.
Oh my god. But my initiative is already so.
Everyone,
And as he, yep, everyone.
or just that area.
Front row. So Trill and Griffin.
Oh man. So my initiative is 1.
Oh,
Oh boy.
well,
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye.
and as he does this, he's like, "Why don't you stick around?"
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
Please kill him. Or
We're the
something.
pun police.
So, yeah, that is one of his things, and that is all he does this round.
Boy.
He's a very polarizing character already, I see.
Mhm.
Okay, so next up is still Trill. Your initiative's just a bit lower.
Yeah, but our initiative is also basically the equivalent of armor class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the list of combat actions, trying to decide if I want to try to raise my initiative. If I were to assess the situation, would that, as part of that, count as getting out of this glue, or would I still have to subtract 2 from whatever?
You would still need to subtract 2. It's basically gonna last for about 6 rounds.
Fun. Okay, cool. All right.
It's nothing you can get out of. Is that it?
Yeah, I guess that's the follow-up question. Is this something I can reasonably get my feet for yet?
Probably
'Cause,
not. It's just
okay.
a status effect.
All right, excellent, cool. All right, I have 6
Kinda.
HP and not a super high initiative. This is gonna be fine.
Hey, you're better off than Griffin, right?
I know, poor Griffin.
It's like, damn it.
It does, like, you are not obligated to stay in the front area. You can move. It's just making you go slower.
Yeah. No, I think I'm fine where I am.
Okay.
So yeah, in that case, I'm just going to dart and try to bop one of these rats that's standing between me and him.
Okay.
With, let's see, which one of these do I want to use? Okay, I'm gonna take one of the crystal shards, and let's say it's boomerang shaped.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
what if,
Do it.
I think I just full on like Moontier action this guy.
because you are trying to use that as a projectile, I will allow it. However,
well, I was gonna say that's mostly as a distraction, so that I can kind of dart in and actually hit him with my actual weapon.
Okay. He's in the back, so you can't.
Oh, not him. Sorry, one of the rats in front.
Oh, okay. So yeah, go ahead and.
Well, unless you will let me try to hit him. I wasn't aware that was how this.
I mean, that's not how the objects work.
Yeah.
But like logically, it makes sense.
I mean, it'll be funny.
Go ahead and attack the rats. Let's get through the
Sounds like
the garbage mobs.
Let's do it. All right. All right. That's not awful. That's a 7.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's garbage damage though. That's 3 damage.
All right.
There's no garbage damage. All damage is good damage.
Fair.
I mean that did something. So describe what this looks like as you attack one of these rats.
Yeah. So I do a quick grab the crystal shard from the ground and do a quick think fast. Toss it its way as it dives to try to avoid this projectile. I dart in and just anime bop it on the head with my giant.
You whack it and it's like, and come at it from the other side and jab it and kind of brain it on the head, and it definitely looks a bit bruised and dazed. So you did your damage. All right. Next up is Rue.
You think, considering the layout of this place and the predicament my friends are in, I think I'm gonna stay in the back area and sort of defend and wait for an opportunity to do something.
Okay. That should be fine. So you are defending yourself. Mildew, it is your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Winter Sleep
Okay.
at the bad guy.
So in the back row.
Yep.
Okay.
And so Mildew will look around and then gaze directly at the bad guy and go back to sleep, you little crook. At least I hit you with this boring book. Winter Sleep!
Go ahead and roll your magic check.
Amazing.
Yep. That's 9.
Okay. So you didn't fail, so I think that works.
Yep.
And you sort of see them all in the back kind of nod off. The two big hulking
And it comes, and it's sort of a gentle snowfall fades as it touches him on the shoulder and his head, and he falls asleep.
Awesome. Okay. So, we come to the giant rats because Griffin's initiative got reduced. But only the two in the front are going to do anything because they're awake.
Yeah.
And one of them is going to attack Griffin.
Well, yeah. They're attacking my initiative, right? Can they roll below a 1?
Oh, no. But they could fumble, which would be...
It's true.
Different. So, that does hit, though. You get whacked for 1 damage. You get a little nip from this big rat in front of you for 1 damage.
Question again. Fumble was if one is a 1, or
if both are a 1.
If both are a 1. Okay, good.
Pardon the random dog. And the other one is going to attack Trill, and that definitely does not hit. That's a fumble. I think he's still a little dizzy from when you brained him in the face with your pole.
He's got the little bird animation.
Yeah, so he's like trying to bite you, and he really doesn't quite make it. The other two in the back are going to try to wake up. One does. The other one is still schnoozing.
No.
So. And we come to Griffin. What are you doing?
Wonderful. I'm gonna shout back at Cyrus, and the only joke here is you, and because that's what I what it said I was before. Yeah.
Did Cyrus
I'm gonna
manage-
try.
He threw
I'm
some
gonna try to assess the situation and re-roll my initiative.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and
Did
reroll.
Cyrus manage to not fall asleep?
No, he did fall asleep.
Okay.
However, his turn comes up next, and he's going to try to break out of it.
Yeah.
So
Much better, thank you. My new initiative is 13.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
that's some
better.
anime pro tag bullshit right there.
So,
Wait.
11, technically.
Yeah.
You know what, though? That's a whole 10 more than you had.
God.
Yeah.
So we're just going to move everybody down.
You
That will
see
take
this burst of energy surround
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Griffin.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, his image
Like,
color.
ah.
Okay. So yeah, that will come back around next round. Cyrus does indeed shake it off. Wakes up and gets a little ready to fight again.
Did you hear my snap back?
He was asleep.
Oh, damn it. Visually disappointed. Oh, come on.
He did not hear.
Trying to have bad guy, good guy banter here.
All right. He, after being on the receiving end of that sleeping spell, he fixes his eyes on Mildew and he pulls another object from a moon-shaped vial, and he flings it at you. And we go to do a magic check. That's a 10. So this moon-shaped vial explodes the moment it hits the ground or hits you, Mildew, and it flashes this bright silvery light for 2 damage.
Oh.
How's everybody doing?
Sight.
Right in the eyes. Ow.
So wait, does it mean this means I'm gonna lose a round now if we or do?
Well, actually, since your initiative is
higher, I should.
it's actually
have.
close to his, go ahead and go next.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just wondering with the initiative order.
I think that stuff technically takes place on the next round, but I'll give it to you because whatever.
It's tricky because I was at the end of the round,
Yeah.
so I would have started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Griffin, go for it. You're
I
filled with
will-
energy.
I will rush up and give kind of whack one of the what is it now? Stalactites on the ground,
Stalagmites.
stalagmites on the ground,
Stalagmites.
and kind of pepper it with the rocks,
Okay,
like
so
as I
you're-
strike it.
You're gonna give the rat some shrapnel to chew on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Whoops! I really need to get a box. Thought it would be fine. Sorry. That's 4.
Okay. That hits.
Nice.
Your damage.
Let's see, what was my damage?
Polearm, I think, is
Strength +1.
strength +1. Yes.
Strength +1. Ooh, 5.
Okay.
This goes.
So- Yeah, you how do you take out this rat?
Just kind of to make it extra stylish. I kind of crack these stalactite first with the spear, and then just kind of spin kick it into the rat in the head, just kind of whank, and it just knocks it right out.
Yeah, we see it go rolling off into the shadows, and it's just gone somewhere.
It's totally fine though. It's not dead. It's knocked out.
We don't
Yep.
kill here. Go ahead.
It went
and
back
give
to its
me-
trainer.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a new object to replace the one you used, and I'll get one from you, when we come to Trill.
Okay.
Let's see. Should I do it?
Yes.
Yes. Let's say there's like maybe there's like tools lying around.
Okay.
Work
Carving
tools for
or
him.
something.
Yeah.
Cool. And then what object would you like?
Maybe some used, like those vials.
Oh, okay. Yeah. These
Yeah.
vials. Cool. All right, and it is Trill's turn. What is she gonna do?
Okay, we still have a rat right in front of me.
Mhm.
Because to access the back area, you have to actually like
You'll have to clear your way,
back to move, right?
and then you can advance into that front area, or they will advance forward.
Gotcha. Okay, then I'm just gonna look to Griffey besides me and go, my turn, and motion to the wheelbarrow. So last time, Trill was the one who wheeled Battle Griffin into battle.
Okay.
Battle wheelbarrow. So
Do
I'm
it.
gonna hop into the wheelbarrow and be like, all right.
Push me.
Griff gets a little star,
My turn.
like a little star by his face, and yeah, let's do it.
Go forth with your combo attack.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, that's a 9.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 5.
Okay. Yeah. Describe how you completely obliterate this poor rat with a wheelbarrow and your own self.
Can we just like bumper car him and just say he like bounces off into
Yep. Yeah. You're
Actually
just
no,
like,
better. He we bumper car him, he gets knocked off and just like falls down one of the pipe organ the pipes maybe
It goes,
under a basket.
Oh god. Just whoop, and
Yeah.
Kobe.
he plugs up one of the pipe organ pipes at the bottom and is stuck. He's not going to be participating in this fight anymore.
Just a shot of struggling rat butt at
Yep.
the end of it.
Yep. All right, Rue, it is your turn.
Well, I'm gonna move forward into
Okay.
the front area so that I'm together with my buddies because most of my stuff is close range.
Okay.
So I'm there to back them up if they need me.
All right. So you're up there in the front as well. Mildew.
Enemy
I
carried
will-
certain noise.
I will take up my cute hat and put it on and reassess the situation.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll your initiative.
Well, it was slightly better, but not much.
What do you
I'm
get?
now at 5.
Okay. Well, you know,
One more.
one better is still one better.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really change anything, but it's one better. So, the giant rats are gonna move forward. Well, one of them is. One of them is
Absolute
gonna try to
units.
wake up. Absolute units, yes.
One's having
That
a
other
nap.
one is just gonna like keep napping in the back, so you know, it's cool. Just taking a nap. But Frankenrat up here is good to go. And we come back around to Cyrus, who is absolutely not moving to the front row. He is, however, going to shoot an arrow at Cyrus, or at you, Griffin, since you're kind of front and center and being heroic and snarky. It's like, I'll teach you.
Yeah.
That is a 12, which does hit because your initiative is
dang.
reduced to an 11. It's a bit hard to duck and dodge when you are still kind of sticking to your own feet thanks to the glue.
Bit goopy.
Yep. He does 3 damage to your HP and your MP.
Oof! Wow.
You
Question.
see, there's kind of this like weird light that emits from this arrow when it grazes your wound.
I do that. Question. My traveler's outfit has a +1 defense. Do I
Okay,
take
so you take 2 damage.
two damage to both?
Mhm.
Both things. There's the stats. 1, 2. 1, 2. Cool.
Okay. That is his turn. Griffin, it is your turn. You just got shot with a weird arrow.
Don't like that at all. Gonna look. Seeing his weapon, I'm gonna now cast a spell at him.
Okay.
I don't remember. Spells just happen, right?
No, you need to roll a magic check,
Magic check.
which is into spirit.
Into spirit. Right.
And are you doing a single target spell, or are you attacking?
It's single target, and I'm targeting Cyrus.
Okay.
3.
Nope. That
Shit.
does not work.
Ah.
As you put out your hand, getting ready to cast, and it just kind of fizzles. All right.
Do I still use up magic points?
Yes.
Yeah. Fine.
Trill, what you got?
Okay, there's still this rat in front of me, so I guess I gotta take care of that first. Looking at these.
Yeah, you get to punch a new rat now.
Yeah, I have so many rats to punch.
Such a beefy rat, you might need to wrestle it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Okay.
Oh dear.
How about this? So this organ bench, right?
Are you gonna go like WWE?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. Can I do that?
Please do it. I beg of you. Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
All right, I'm doing it. Oh hell yeah, that's an 8.
Pro wrestler Trill. I am here for it.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Okay. Now
all right.
describe this in as much lurid detail as you can.
I'm trying to think. If anyone wants to help me out, please feel free to. I don't know enough about pro wrestling to illustrate this the way that I feel like it would give it justice.
I have never seen it.
Well, it doesn't. It's not a folding chair, so you can't just like fold it up and crack it over his head. But you can grab the legs.
Yeah, I think I duck around it, grab the legs of the chair, and with a big old shit-eating grin on my face, throw this heavily cushioned chair, and smack this rat into the ground.
Okay.
Smack the rat.
Yeah, roll a plus.
Yeah, what do I roll for that? Because it's not using my weapon.
Roll your standard accuracy check
Okay.
+1.
Sorry, I did that and that was an 8.
Oh, okay. Damage. I think strength +1 is accurate in this instance.
That seems fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4.
Okay. You club him real good, and he is laid flat, and the bench even broke in 2. And you hear Cyrus go, "My bench!" He's not happy. But the rat is trying to get back up, and it looks hurt and sad. It has 1 HP left.
Excellent.
So, Rue, what are you doing?
Right. Well, this is kind of intense. But none of my magic does anything that hurts anyone. And Griffin, you're the one who's been getting hurt most.
Yes.
How are you looking? Health-wise?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I am looking kind of 6, 7-ish. 6, probably.
So you might need a top up of health.
Would be nice. Would be a
Y'all
little
can,
bit.
You can meta the.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm at 5 out of 8.
okay, thank you. Let's
Right.
just save time.
I'm gonna heal you in that case.
Nice.
So I'm gonna reach over and touch your shoulder and go. May your roots grow deep and strong. Cure touch. And I roll magic check on that, right?
You do the magic check just to make sure you don't fumble, and then you heal. I think it's plus int.
It's an int die, yeah. So that's 6 on the magic check,
That's fine.
and you heal 2 points.
Nice. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Rue.
So you feel a bit refreshed, Griffin. Mildew, it is your turn.
Ooh. Yeah, I will probably walk into the front area.
Okay.
Oh, we're all gathered up here.
Y'all are
Yeah.
getting up
We
front.
pose.
Okay. And our good giant rat. Let's see if the one in the back is ready to wake the heck up. Nope. He likes napping. That was a solid fumble.
It's like scratching its belly.
The chairs are being thrown.
Yeah, we see this rat in the back just like having the best nap of his life.
It's definitely in the foreground, and the action is like happening behind it. We're just watching this rat just kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one does not work. The one that is that you just clubbed with a chair, Trill, is going to attempt to attack you back because he's kind
That's
of upset.
fair.
That is a 6, so I don't think that hits.
Yeah, I'm at a 7 now.
Yeah, so he swipes at you with his big, ungainly paws, and you just kind of duck and weave out of the way, no problem. And he's kind of top heavy because he's a weird mutated rat, and he's sort of not steady after being clubbed in the face with a chair. So,
I love this game.
we come to Cyrus, who, let's see, yep, he is going to throw another bottle because that's how he fight. He flings a bottle in the area where you have all conveniently gathered.
But our pose was so cool.
He does not fumble the check.
Shit.
Everybody, you see this bottle kind of land at your feet and crash open, and this sickly green smoke fills the area, just burning your lungs and making you cough and feel kind of gross. It's pretty nauseating. Everybody take sick 6.
6. What does that do?
If your condition is higher than 6, you are technically fighting off the symptoms right now. However, I need to.
If it is on 6?
I believe you are not fighting it off. Well, actually, no, it might be meter beat. I don't remember. Google. Status Vix. Pardon while I consult the book. Okay, if you are sick, all 4 of your stats are reduced by one die size.
Oh. Okay.
What is everybody's condition?
Mine is 6, so.
N, I think.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
I seem to remember mine being pretty low, so I'm probably sick. I don't remember what it
Okay.
was.
So you're down to D4s.
Oh boy. Oh, that's real not great for Trill.
Trill doesn't look awesome. Everybody else, you are not currently affected, but you will still have this effect on you until you reroll your condition later.
I'm assuming it can get stacked by other more sickness.
Not in this case, no. But if something else impacted it and it was higher, it could take over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah. What does this look like for Trill?
Oh boy. I think Trill is now doing that. I'm fine. Fine. But so she starts coughing. And then I think Trill gets a little bit loopy.
This is like the effect of having the worst cold.
Yeah. So Trill is kind of stumbling around a bit, and having a little bit of difficulty, like walking and focusing and stuff like that. But very much like, I'm fine, totally fine, all good, no problems here.
Everyone, you see Trill. That's definitely not true. So, Griffin, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna look at Trill and go look to Rue. See if you can do something. I'll cover you and go forth and see. I'm just gonna whack the rat.
Okay.
Whack the rat with my spear.
Donk.
So that's 9.
Okay, that absolutely hits. Roll your damage. Although, honestly...
7!
Yeah.
Max damage!
He had 1 HP left, but tell me how you obliterate this
it's like
hunk of rat.
one of those moments, like if they have like a crit hit or something like that, where it just kind of stops and it goes with a star and it just goes and the rat just kind of flies away.
Yeah, the rat just gets blown off
and gets
screen.
stuck in another pipe of the organ.
You rocket this one so far up, it lands in the top of the pipe organ instead of the bottom.
Ooh. No, it goes past Cyrus, like he has to duck out of its way, and then boom, into the pipe organ.
Yep. All right. So that takes care of that rat.
Lock eyes with him. Yes.
Okay, Trill. You're feeling not awesome, but there's still stuff to fight. What you gonna do?
Yep. We're not out of the woods yet. So remind me how rules in this game work. I have to move in order to get close enough to him to attack him next round?
Correct.
Okay.
You can use your action for the round to move up into this area.
Okay.
The next area over.
Yeah. And
You should not go anywhere.
it's fine. It's fine. Okay, then I'm
Rue?
going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Rue,
kind of
stop, Trill.
just kind of step up and go, "Hey, jerk! I like your outfit." He's wearing all pink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome.
He's like, "Oh, thank you. Yours is nice too." Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Rue, it is your turn.
Is Trill still close enough for me to reach?
Probably. I mean, she's moved the next thing over. You can either move with her or...
Yeah, because
you can't
I
actually,
have
pull anybody back, but...
I have a class skill, first aid, that would be able to relieve this effect, the sick status, for an hour.
I'm trying
if
to
I
remember
manage
if that
to do
is technically permitted during combat. I don't remember.
I think it depends on the situation, which is why I'm asking.
I mean, it doesn't say you can't. So... I mean... Yeah, it, like, doesn't say you can't? If you can like describe it in a way that makes sense in the middle of a fight.
Well, it's this smoke, right? So we're coughing, and it doesn't look like Trill has taken a moment to actually clear her lungs. So I'm gonna step up behind her and just sort of tap her properly on the back, like cough properly. Come on, and roll for that.
All right, cool.
Knock the sickness out of your lungs.
That
That's
does
a
put
6.
you... like, technically you should have used your turn to move, but whatever, I'll give it to you because it makes practical sense to me, so.
Okay.
But you are now in the front row with so.
Yep. I rolled a 6 on that.
Okay. I think that. Let me see.
Yeah, I believe this is just sort of a don't fumble thing.
Oh, the target number is the status effect strength, which is a 6, so yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Jill, you're feeling better. You feel a little bit more like yourself.
Thank you. Hey! And I'm realizing that Rue is in the front. Okay.
What are you doing?
What are you
All
doing
right.
here?
Mildew, it's your turn. What you doing?
Right. You said there were rats in the organ, right?
Yes.
I want to use that and just shoot the rats in the face of Cyrus.
Okay.
In the back
So
head.
you're effectively using the pipe organ. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. So you run up to the organ to like play some sweet tunes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What will I roll?
Go Mildew, go Mildew, go
Just
Mildew.
do your standard accuracy check +1. I don't want to try to figure out unique bullshit for this.
That's 12. Oh, 13.
Okay. So, yeah, describe what this looks like as you fire a rat behemoth at Cyrus.
Yep.
With a, you all hear like it is this deafening, discordant on the organ.
Yeah, I run up and then at first I try it out, so I punch a few notes, and then you go. Rats
You play some sort of excellent fugue for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Ryuutama is a very good game, guys.
Yeah, and the damage?
Yeah, roll the damage.
Normal damage there as well.
Whatever your normal damage die are.
Yep. That's a 5.
Okay.
And then if he looks over, I will do a turn over towards Cyrus and do a real shit-eating grin.
Yeah, he's like kind of bumped by the rat that just like collides with him before toppling off to the side, and he's my coat, how dare you! And he just looks at you angrily.
It's not even a pretty coat.
Oh! He looks emotionally wounded.
Would you say that he takes MP damage from that?
Maybe a little. Perhaps a little. We're gonna see if this our other rat friend ever wants to wake up. Oh look, he finally is.
What did I miss?
And he gets up and doesn't seem to know what the frick is going on.
Full-on pizza gif.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the rat is now awake, so that's great. It is now Cyrus's turn. He's really mad at you, Mildew, so he's going to throw a bottle. He pulls out a tear-shaped vial and just flings it at you. This is from my coat! And he's crying while he does this, by the way. It goes to middle. And this vial, as it impacts, a yellow mist pours forth, and you feel your eyes start to sting really, really badly. Take a -2 penalty to your accuracy checks going forward.
Cool.
All right, Griffin, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at him once again, and I'm gonna try to cast a spell again.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. 5?
Nope.
No? Come on.
Nope.
Why do I have so much trouble casting spells?
His condition is pretty decent. That's why.
Oh man. Oh yeah, it's based on his condition.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh well.
Yeah, so you attempt to cast another spell and it just kind of fizzles.
He's already crying.
I mean, really though. You ruined his jacket, he's not happy. Trill, it is your turn. You are up in
Okay.
front of this jerk.
So question, about how objects work. So we are missing an object. I know this isn't technically how objects work, but can I declare his cape as an object?
It is not discarded on the ground, so I would say no.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, in that case, we don't really have that many of these that are...
Oh, actually, we have not been refilling some of them, so if you want to refill the organ bench you used.
We have used the organ, but it's still there.
I need to take
Yeah,
that off.
the things we have left are carving tools and used vials.
Yep.
Yeah, neither of those are... Alright, so we should probably replace the objects a bit.
Yeah, you've got like 2 or 3 that you can add back in, and we'll be back up to that like 10 count
Nice.
that we had originally.
Okay. Up where he is... Oh, how about sheet music?
Sure.
I think I came up with one.
Hmm.
Like, would stairs count as an object? Because you're not throwing it, but it's kind of a feature.
Sure.
Also,
Because it's like stair us up to the organ.
Sure.
one of those clothes rack.
A close
So we can
rack.
hang.
With a bunch of cloaks on it.
Okay, sure. I
Does
mean,
he
I
have a
guess.
cloak rack?
He probably has a cloak rack, yes.
I mean,
not.
he needs to change for the, finale of
Yeah.
his performance.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, yeah, I'll use the cloak rack. And I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll grab one of the cloaks from the cloak rack and be like, oh well, don't feel that bad. You got this one. It's much better. And I'm just gonna toss a cloak in his face
Okay.
to distract him, and then bonk him with my staff.
Alright, go for it.
With +1, that's a 6.
A 6?
Mm. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, he just whips it out of his face and is like, "This is one of my favorites! How dare you!" Alright. Rue, it is your turn.
That other rat woke up, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna scoop up one of the vials that are piling up around our feet at this point and throw it at the rat.
Okay.
Try to beat it in the head with it.
Alright. Yeah, so roll your accuracy check +1.
Alright. That is a 5.
Yep.
Right. What do my damage is? That's a solid 1 point of damage.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of poke him with some shards and he's a little unhappy and still getting his bearings, but you did some damage. Alright. It is Cyrus's turn.
Isn't it mildew and giant rats first?
Oh, right. Sorry. Mildew. Go for it. I was like slightly ahead because of the rat.
Yeah, I will move forward one step.
Okay. So you bop into the front row. Giant rat is going to try and attack you, Rue.
Oh no!
That's a solid 4. So
Yeah, no.
this big rat hemoth keeps trying to swing at you, and you just duck and dance out of the way. He's still a little groggy.
I keep seeing things as the like Tales of Symphonia of combat. So so Rue is just
running backwards, and the rat is just kind of slowly following.
basically.
It's like,
That's
nope,
absolutely what's happening right now.
nope.
So Cyrus is going to. I need to mark off his potions. He's gonna fire an arrow at you, Trill, because you threw his cape at him again.
That's fair.
He's not cool with that.
Me.
That's a solid 8.
That does hit. I'm at 7.
Okay.
This damn glue.
That is 3 damage to HP
Oh.
and MP.
Fun. Fun,
How
fun,
are
fun.
you doing?
I'm at a strong 3.
Okay.
Yep. Don't fail your travel checks, guys.
Nuh-uh.
I know what I'm doing next round.
Okay.
Well, you get to use your skills finally.
Yeah, Griffin, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move up.
Okay. Into the front
Because
row with
this
you,
is
sir.
working.
Why magic, though? All right.
Why
so
magic?
Yeah, he moved
Is
up
it-
into the front row.
It's the
Trill.
most annoying thing. I have my best stat and my worst stat rolling together, and it never works out.
We can look at tweaking things later. We'll talk about it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just need to get used to when and what I can do.
Yeah. All right, Trill, it is your turn.
Okay. Can I? Objects. Can I just take a running leap off these stairs? And
Yeah.
Try to do a full-on anime flip and bop him on the head again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will do that.
Hell
Oh,
yeah!
that's a little better. That's a 9.
All right. Go for it.
Okay. Oh, awesome. That is 6 damage then.
Okay. Hold as I math.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel as I do things with numbers awkwardly.
Numbers.
Yeah, it should be one of those movie trailers, terror,
Right.
math.
Math. All right. Cool. So it is Rue's turn.
Yeah. Trill is looking kind of rough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna cure touch again.
Okay.
Uh,
Go for
so
it.
my hands are gonna glow as I reach out and tap her on the shoulder and chant. Not just the chant I did last time, but also follow up with Spirit of the Woods, lend us your strength as I give you an extra 1d6. So,
Nice.
because I have the Cure Plus Plus.
Ah, yes.
Hell yeah.
So that's 6 points of healing to you.
Okay.
Up to top. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Are you keeping track of rounds in case we can get out of this glue?
I think by this point we're probably at 6 rounds, so let's assume you are.
Oh, good. Okay.
Nice.
I haven't been exactly counting, but it feels like it's been a long time. To be quite honest.
It's been a long fight. It's been fighting for a while.
So, yeah. Do
Alright.
some rearranging. Okay. That was Rue. Mildew, it's your turn. What you doing?
I'm gonna take out my dagger and stab Cyrus.
Okay.
Just go.
That's 5, so probably not.
No. Alas.
What's that? A
You do-
knife.
You do tear his beautiful jacket, and he's real upset. I'm gonna actually, in fact, that's definitely done some things. Just because I'm the GM, I can say so.
We're dealing emotional damage.
Yeah. You're distracting him, so I think his initiative is reducing. Because I might have made him a little too strong.
Maybe a little.
It's fine. All right. Giant rat monster is gonna try to bop you, Griffin, with his big old rat paws. That definitely doesn't work. So he just kind of swings clumsily at you, and it sucks. And it is your turn.
I'm gonna rush up at Cyrus as well, grabbing the sheet music and just flinging it into his face.
Oh no!
Paper cuts in his
Yeah,
face.
and he's like grabbing for it, like no.
And as I attack, I shout, "You're in trouble now!"
Wow. I'm leaving this game forever.
That's ugh.
What'd you get?
I got a 7 on the dice, so 8, 9. Right?
9. What's the +2?
I got a +4 using the heat music, and well, according to my thingy, so maybe it's 8.
Oh, your accuracy gets a +1 for what?
Because I'm double trained in.
Oh,
Hold on.
yes. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
That
Yes,
works.
so 9.
Cool.
Do I hit?
Yes, you do.
Nice.
You do your damage.
Thank you so much. I didn't waste that
No.
music pun that I had to
Oh, God
Google.
Damn it.
And damage is +1 too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yep.
it? Yeah. So 5 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, you land a very solid hit. He is not down yet, but he looks pretty close. Describe what this looks like.
But yeah, he's like covered in all the notes, and you just hear, "You're in trouble now," and we go, "What?" And spear just kind of slices through. The spear just takes up a bunch of note papers on it and just kind of slashes across his
Yeah.
stomach.
All right. Ow. Yeah, he doesn't look awesome.
And Griffin kind of flips his spear and does the samurai does that with their swords
Yeah.
when they
Sure.
flip
the
the
papers off.
blood off. But I flip the papers off very, very stylishly.
God, kill me. Cyrus is unhappy. He is going to hurl a bottle right at you in your face. A little moon-shaped vial that explodes on impact with a bright flash of silvery light that deals 1 damage because my roll is absolute garbage.
Were you attacking?
Griffin.
Yeah. Okay. Ow!
That was the worst.
That's not a great retort.
That was the worst.
Oh no, that's another pun, and you didn't even mean to make it.
Oh.
I hate
I'm
this.
on fire.
Stop. We're done. Trill, please end this. End it all.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
just looks to Griffin, looks to Cyrus. She goes, "Sorry about all of that," and then I whack him.
Okay. Roll your damage.
That's a 7
Okay. that
accuracy, and then if that hits, I don't know.
Yeah, that does not hit.
Okay, I
it
didn't think
just,
so.
Yeah. Rue,
I think in that case, what happens is like I cannot bring myself to hit him
after what Griffin did.
after what just happened.
Okay.
I'm just
I can't do it. That's too
getting
much.
into the kind of anime dub kind of vibe
God,
that we're
stop.
going for here.
Stop.
No,
I never stop.
we're a good anime dub, not a shitty
Yeah,
anime dub.
exactly.
How
It's
dare
Rue.
you.
It's Rue's turn. Go forth, Rue. What you doing? Save us.
Please.
Is the other rat still around?
It is.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's there. He's not doing much though. He can't. see
Yeah,
the broadside
I
of a
feel like
barn.
I need to stop this terrible man and his terrible habit of bottle throwing. So I think I might just sort of lash out at him with my sickle and
Okay.
probably slash at his coat or something.
Okay.
Please end this battle by tearing his coat.
Come on, Dice, you know you want to do this.
It's just too much, he snapped.
Does a 9 hit him?
It does.
Yep.
That's 4 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, describe how Rue finishes this fight.
I mean, it's gotta be.
When Cyrus basically is done, this rat is gonna run away, so.
I think that's what it is, right? I just go, stop hurting my friends! And slash with the little tiny harvesting sickle I have. His magnificent pink coat just tears in two.
Yeah, your cut. It also like catches his fancy cravat and cuts the brilliant like ruby off of it, and it clatters to the ground, and we see him just scream.
Yeah, the final shot is just the cravat drifting through the air really slowly.
Yeah.
And he just goes, oh! Echoing like, in slow-mo.
Yep. And he's just... It's fine! I give up! Stop!
Seems like your plans have fallen B-flat.
I whack Griffin on the shoulder.
Ow, it comes with the heroing. You kind of need to have this kind of banter.
He's already crying, Griffin. Don't make it worse.
Not that bad.
It's torture.
And I think, as you're all sorting out this situation, we're gonna go to a short break, and then we'll wrap the last little chunk up. Because there's a lot of barking happening, so we'll be right back.
Okay.
Are back again to wrap this goodness up. Our kids just beat the snot out of Cyrus Hawthorne, the most fabulous alchemist that ever was. Also, apparently, a really good organist. So there's that.
And he totally deserved it. Just throwing it out there. We didn't just invade his home.
Listen,
He was attacking a
definitely-
town with mutant rats.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was definitely. He's done some shady crap. Y'all also have like written proof that he's up to no good.
He was
So-
sworn to be up to no good.
I think you all have corralled Cyrus after dealing a crippling blow to his self-esteem and his fashion. And
We get to use the rope again.
Yay, ropes!
we come back and we see outside the cavern. You're all emerging from around the back of where the cavern is. You found a secret entrance out, and you see Estelle and some of the other villagers are waiting there as you get outside, and you have Cyrus.
Greetings.
Oh, there he is. I figured as much. Hello, Cyrus. He's just like looking really dejected and not happy. So
We might have kind of broken his self-esteem a little bit.
And his
that's
coat.
fine. He probably deserves it.
Got
Yeah.
a whole lab in there, though. I don't know if that's a thing you all would be interested in, but it looked all sciencey and kind of like what you guys have back at the village, only dark and evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
And an organ, for
Yeah.
playing.
Organ? Really?
it sounded really good once you actually played it properly.
I mean,
Right?
maybe he should have tried to be a musician instead.
Yeah, have you ever considered being a musician?
No.
Nah, it doesn't seem to.
Maybe that should be part of your future plan.
The only future plan he's going to have is rotting in a cell at the university once I'm done reporting on this.
Ooh.
Oh, speaking of, and she takes a letter from her coat and holds it out to each of you. This should get you admission into the university, and specifically should get you in front of Professor Gallius. He's going to be the one you'll want to talk to about flowstones.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. You've done us quite the favor, I think. We'll take it from here with him. And a couple of the other villagers kind of take Cyrus from you and start heading back to the village. And as you're all standing there kind of talking, we see up above there is a shadow passing overhead, which sort of catches your attention. And at first, it sort of seems like a particularly large, fluffy cloud. But no, you start to hear distant hustle and bustle of a city overhead. And as you look up, the shape of an immense turtle swimming through the air, carrying the whole of a great city on its back, can be seen soaring gently in the direction of Verdura. It seems Revelar University has arrived.
That's the headmaster.
That's the headmaster.
Yeah, they built the city on his back, and
Well, come on. We need to get back to town. Come on. Griffin starts running,
And I think
like after it.
yeah, and I think we kind
We all
of did
chase
this,
the
you all-
turtle into the sunset.
Yeah, we see you all running after the turtle, kind of following under its shadow.
it has a landing place, you know.
And that is where we will wrap the session for the day. Because we did get a bit of a late start due to technical gremlins.
Gremlins.
Yeah. But
Those tech goblins.
those tech goblins. And that is our session for today, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Promise Tree. and this
Thank you
good
so much.
extra JRPG style bullshit. We'll go around, do outros and the what did you like kind of business. Starting with Trill. Favorite moment, and where can we find you out there on the interwebs?
Okay. Favorite moment, the whole destruction of the bridge and how that spiraled into whatever the hell that was. Tarzan was not how I expected this session to go. I was expecting not that. But yeah, that was really fun. And just a good RP challenge. And you can find me on Twitter at @eTreffery, where I talk about RPG stuff and yell about magical girls a lot. And also on Jess's channel a bunch. That's me.
Yep. Next up, Victor. Favorite moment, and where the heck can we find you doing
moment
things on the interwebs?
I did really like bonking the rats around and doing some cool stuff with the stuff in the fight. It's always fun to do like cool action stuff, especially when Griffin gets to be a cool hero. Next time I'm gonna be better with the fighting banter though, not rely so much on puns. I've been requested. Lay off a bit.
We may have read him the riot act on the break. It's fine.
Listen, my hatred of puns is literally legendary.
Yeah. And we can find you where?
You can find me at Victormon at Twitter and pretty much everywhere. You can find me talking about comics, about stories, about role-playing games, crying about Spider-Man a lot right now. And yeah, that's it.
Excellent.
That's all me.
And Anna, favorite moment, and where can we find you doing things on the internet?
Oh, favorite moment. I was gonna say the bridge because that was brilliant, honestly. But the awkward hand-holding scene after we found Trill in the maze was pretty cute. Yeah.
We're adults.
Hold my hand, please. Yeah.
Old hands, ew.
His cooties.
Oh man, Rue is just so used to holding your hands, dragging you back from danger. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Annalandine and behold pictures of my cat and find the links to everything else that I do while you're there.
And Nicholas, favorite moment, and where the heck can we find you?
Yeah.
On the webs?
Also, was going to say the bridge because that was super awesome.
So
It was like kind of the moment of this episode.
Yeah, but I will also say the awfulness that was Cyrus.
Oh god, the freaking pipe organ.
Yeah.
Good job, team.
Yeah.
We talked about talking about a bit how we made him on the Discord channel later, if people are curious.
Yeah, we are gonna have to. We sadly can't have a discussion about that here because we are running a bit late than usual due to technical goodness. But creating this dungeon was a collaborative effort, much like creating a town in Ryuutama is a collaborative effort. So no, Cyrus was not purely my bullshit. I'm not taking responsibility for him.
Bullshit. We're all
Can't blame
responsible.
me. It was this brain trust right here.
Yeah, and you can find me at nyvinter at Twitter and Twitch, where I do art, anxiety, and aardworks.
All those
I
good
do aardworks.
things.
The 3 A's.
Yeah.
The important A's.
And then there's me. Hi, I'm Jess. You're on my channel. We do a lot of JRPG/anime weeby bullshit around here, in case you hadn't noticed. On weekends, you can find me streaming otome games really, really late at night, and it's very fun and delightful as we swoon over husbandos of various kinds. Sometimes I play some old school JRPGs when the mood strikes. I'm in the midst of Final Fantasy VI right now, and it's great. And you can also follow me at littlecuppajo on Twitter if you want to see me also yell about magical girls and anime and cats and coffee and TTRPGs and literally anything else. But follow me there for updates on this. Promise Tree is every other week, so we will not have one next week, but the following weekend here on Sundays at 12 Pacific. And in the meantime, you can come to my Discord, and we have a channel that is dedicated purely to yelling about the Promise Tree, so you are free to join us as we holler about these good kids there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for being patient while we dealt with technical bullshit. I don't think it'll happen again. I have a new computer. I just gotta get it set up. We will see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye.
Bye.